May I have your attention, please? All rise. Lawrence County Municipal Court is now in session. Donald R. Kemper presiding. All those having business before the court draw near and you shall be heard. God bless the great state of Ohio and this honorable court. You may be seated.
Good morning. Today is April 3rd. Welcome to the Lawrence County Municipal Court. We have reviews to do for people with court orders to comply with. So, names called, come up to the table to the right and stand there. We're going to review your files.
Jessica Bailey, Sybil Crowder, Lance Davis, Eddie Eastep, Ronnie Gillespie.
Jessica Bailey is 2519.
May I approach you, Alan?
Yes. Good morning.
Follow back.
Okay, got the report. Looks like there's still things being worked on.
She has been working on it, Your Honor. She's doing better.
All right, and she did quite a bit of community service.
She was at community services with Your Honor.
All right, very good. Anything on your file?
I'm not gonna lie, not today, Your Honor, but I will work on that.
Okay. You can do extra community service when you finish what was ordered.
And really,
Fine.
okay,
You get
thank you.
$50 a day credit.
It's really not that bad once I got started doing the community service. There's actually really kind people at the dog pound and stuff, so.
Okay, good. All right, let's get you another date. Come back. I'm going to make it May the 8th. May the 8th, it'll be at 9 o'clock.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Thank you, have a good holiday.
Good. Sybil Crowder. Sybil Crowder, 25,755. She's supposed to be at OBP. She hasn't appeared today. So there'll be a benchmark issue. Lance Davis, 2339. Lance Davis is here.
Your Honor, he did have community services this morning.
Okay. We've got a report from Focus. Okay, it says you are compliant. You have a positive attitude, so that's all good. You still have fines and community service. We got to get some of this community service done. So when are you going to do that?
I can this week. I'm also doing community service for Finley. I've got 400 hours for her. And then last month I was here. I paid $260 on my fines. I can't pay today, but I can pay this Thursday.
Okay. I'll set you for May the 8th also. May the 8th will be the next hearing, 9 o'clock. Eddie Eastep.
Thank you.
17442, 21269, 23203. He's supposed to be at Hometown Recovery Residential. That was my notes as of last time. Can you check and see? Yes. Eddie Eastep. I'll recall after you get a report. Ronnie Gillespie, 24601. He did his community service and still has a balance on his fines. He hasn't appeared today, so there'll be a benchmark issue for not appearing. Kayla Harris. 21-209, 21-1692. She still owes fines and court costs, so she hasn't appeared, so there'll be a bench warrant. Failure to appear.
Recall Eddie Eastep.
Your Honor, if I may, they picked him up from the jail, and he got to their facility and left.
Okay. All right, so there'll be a warrant. Warrant for failure to appear today. And leaving treatment.
Kayla Harris, Alvin Lewis, Ashley Mays, Megan McCormick, Mark Wells.
Okay, Alvin Lewis is not here, 25-8. So it's a lot for fines, so there'll be a warrant for not appearing. Ashley Mays, 23-5-17. Paying on restitution and fines. Do you have a payment today?
Yes,
How much?
20.
All right, we'll see the clerk on that. I need, Mr. James, I need some Post-its. Now, okay, I'm going to set you for May the 4th. May the 4th at 9 o'clock, that's a Monday.
Okay.
Megan McCormick. 11-7-16, 12-181. Okay. You did quite a bit of community service since your last hearing, so that's good. And you still have some left to do. Can you, anything on your fines?
Yes, sir. I paid $25 online.
Okay. Does it matter if it's Mondays or Fridays for your hearings?
Preferably Fridays because I have drug court on Mondays, but it's either or.
All right, May the 8th, and that's a Friday. May the 8th at 9 o'clock is your next hearing. Keep working on your community service.
Yes, sir.
Mark Wells is here. Okay, Mark Wells is 17-12-73, 27-53, paying on fines. Do you have a payment?
Yes, 15.
I'm sorry, didn't I?
15.
15? To the clerk, and I'll set you for May the 4th.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, that finishes the reviews, and we're going to start the arraignments now, so anyone that has a new case needs to be in the courtroom, or if you had an old case that you're coming in on a warrant, you need to be in the courtroom now too. When your name is called, come up to the table to the right, just like the last people did, and I'm going to go over the charge with you. You don't have to say anything. If you do make statements, what you're saying is on the record. We'll record everything in the courtroom, audio and video, so there's a video of you saying whatever it is that you're going to say. And if you get up and admit something that's damaging to your case, the prosecutor can use that against you. You don't have to say anything. You have a right to have an attorney, and you have a right to have one appointed. What you tell attorney can't be used against you. So if you want to talk about your case, talk to the lawyer. Don't talk to me in open court. I'm not your lawyer, and I can't give you advice, and what you're saying is on the record. It can be used against you. You have a right to have an attorney appointed. If you can't afford one, you have a right to bail. You have a right to make the state of Ohio prove the charge against you beyond a reasonable doubt. If you enter guilty or no contest, you're waiving your rights to have a trial and a lawyer. You shouldn't do that. If you're not sure that's what you want to do, if you don't know what to do, if you're confused, if you want to talk to a lawyer, if you want a trial, any of those reasons, not guilty is the plea you should enter when you're asked for a plea. Call the first case.
State of Ohio versus Zachary Stansberry, case number CRB 26119.
Sir, are you Zachary Stansberry?
Yes, sir.
And have you been served a copy of the charge?
Yes, sir.
The charge alleges that at Rome Township on February 22nd of this year, by any means you caused a risk of physical harm to property of Kiera Coster without their consent. That's a criminal damaging charge. It's a second-degree misdemeanor. Maximum penalty is 90 days in jail, $750 fine, and was alleged the property was a porch, windows, and a door. Do you understand that charge?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand the rights you have as a defendant that I explained just a minute ago?
Yes, sir.
How do you wish to plead to this charge?
Not guilty.
Do you want a lawyer appointed?
Yes, please.
Do you have a job?
Yes, sir.
What do you do?
I work for Secure Communications.
Are you paid by the hour?
Yes, sir.
How much per hour?
17.
How many hours a week do you work?
No more than 40.
I have to determine what your gross income is to see if you're eligible for a court appointment. So I'm getting, you're making about $35,000 gross a year. Does that sound right to you?
Yes, sir.
$17 an hour. Do you have any family that you're supporting? Tell me about that. Do you have children?
I have a daughter, yes.
And you're supporting her?
I pay my child support, yeah.
Okay, I'll appoint Mr. Stratton to represent you. Men, are you not guilty plea?
Hello, Your Honor.
Good morning. This is Zachary Stansberry. He has a criminal damage charge. It's a charge filed against him. Entered a not guilty plea for him. He can sign a signature bond of $1,000. He will need to go to the sheriff's office to get fingerprinted. $1,000 signature bond. And let's see.
Don't leave, I'll bring you a copy. Okay.
Let's go into May, anytime in May, Mr. Stratton.
The 5th and 11th are bad for me.
Okay. How about the 4th and May 4th? That's a Monday.
Wonder why I said the 5th on my...
5th is a Tuesday.
Just 1 second, Your Honor. I have my dates marked down wrong for some reason. That's fine. May 4th is. I just have my
Okay.
dates mixed up. Yes.
All right, May the 4th will be the next hearing. It's going to be a pretrial at 10 o'clock. Not guilty plea is entered.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Step outside.
State of Ohio versus Timothy McKee, case number TRC 26537, A and B.
Sir, are you Timothy McKee?
Yes, sir.
Mr. McKee, it's alleged that on March 29th at 2:26 a.m. in Perry Township, you were operating a vehicle under the influence of alcohol. It's alleged you took a breath test and tested 13 on a breath test. That's alleged to be your first offense. So on a first offense, the maximum is 6 months in jail, $1,075 fine, and a 3-year license suspension. The minimum penalty that is what I can't go below. The least you can get if you're found guilty is 3 days in a treatment program, $375 fine, and a 6-month license suspension. Your test score of 13 is over what's called the per se level under Ohio law, and what that means is if the state can show compliance with the rules for giving the test, a presumption can attach to the test that you were impaired because you tested more than 8. 8 is the per se level. Per se, you tested 13. Do you understand that charge?
Yes.
Then the other charge is speeding, driving 67 in a 55 zone. That's a minor misdemeanor, non-jailable, maximum penalty is $150 fine. So, do you understand the rights you have as a defendant?
Yes.
How do you wish to plead to these charges?
I'm going to plead guilty, sir.
Guilty means you're admitting the charges are true, and by doing that, you waive the rights to have a trial and have a lawyer. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll accept your plea. The officer has written a report to the court, so I'm going to read that into the record, and then if you want to make a statement, you can. You don't have to. Okay, this was State Highway Patrol arrest Trooper Sullivan. So he writes, on March 29th, I was stationary patrol US 52 at the mile 16 marker. I observed a black four-door SUV going above the posted speed limit. Pulled out, confirmed the speed with my radar unit. I activated lights to perform a traffic stop. I made contact with the driver of the vehicle, who was identified as Timothy McKee. I immediately smelled a strong odor of alcohol coming from the vehicle. I observed Mr. McKee's eyes were watery, asked him where he was coming from, and Mr. McKee's passenger answered for him, stated they were coming from a friend's house. As Mr. McKee spoke about the registration, his words were slurred. I asked Mr. McKee to come out of the vehicle to separate the odor of alcohol coming from the vehicle to better pinpoint the smell. Once Mr. McKee stepped from the vehicle and walked to the patrol car, I asked him how many drinks he had, and he stated a couple of beers. As Mr. McKee spoke, I could really smell a strong odor of alcohol coming from his person and breath. Asked him if he takes any medications. Stated he takes Xanax, and that he took it around 6 and started drinking around 9. I asked him to perform field sobriety tests, for which he agreed. They placed him in position for horizontal gazing nystagmus test, that's the eye test. Performed pre-medical check. He was swaying during the test. I observed 6 valve clues of impairment. The lack of smooth pursuit of sustained nystagmus at maximum deviation. Onset of nystagmus prior to 45 degrees in each eye. Walk and turn test. Was placed in position for walk and turn. Claim demonstrated the test. Asked him if he understood the test. That he did. Asked if he had any questions. He did not. Observed 7 clues. He was moving while listening to the instructions, started walking before instructions were completed, did not step, heel to toe, used arms for balance, and stepped off the line and turned incorrectly. There's 4 clues on the one-leg stand test. Were swing, put his foot down for balance, use his arm for balance, and hop. He was arrested for DI. Was given Miranda warnings, transferred to the State Highway Patrol Post, was read the DMV 2055 form, provided a breath sample, which showed a result of .132. Was given a citation for ODI speed and breath, higher than .08. Anything you wish to say, sir?
No, sir. No, sir.
All right, on the ODI, based on your test score, the way I kind of do is I have a sliding scale. The higher you test on the score, the higher I make the fine. So based on that, I'm going to make a $650 fine a year. It's well over the per se level, but not. We have a high test score of 17, so you're below that. I'm going to order you to pay the court costs. We'll get us, I'll give you the minimum license suspension, which is 180 days, and that started the day of the incident. So,
Say that again, that
you
started.
get 6-month license suspension, it started the day of the arrest.
Okay.
Because when you take the test and test over, the suspension starts immediately.
Okay,
right then.
yeah.
And it'll go, I think you're a Kentucky driver, it'll go to Kentucky and they will honor the suspension. Now, are you employed, sir? or-
Yes, sir.
Okay. There's 2 ways I can give you privileges for driving during your suspension. One, I can give you unlimited driving privileges, and you can drive anytime. But to do that, you have to place the electronic device on your vehicle where you blow into it before you start the vehicle. If you want to do that, we don't have those here at the court, but we can put you in touch with an agency that will install that. It'll be your expense to have it installed, and there's a weekly periodic fee you have to pay them to keep on it. If you don't want to go that route, I can give you limited driving privileges. So if you don't want to pay for the device on your vehicle, I'll give you an order from the court that says you can drive for employment purposes. You're going to have community service to come to community service. And for any further court hearings, if there's any emergent, do you have any emergent type driving situations you have? What would that be?
Oh, no, I don't
Okay.
have nothing right now. No, well, my parents, I've got a 80-year-old dad and or 90-year-old father and my 88-year-old mother.
Okay, I'll say care of your parents. So here's what's going to happen. And the only place we've ever had any problem with it is in Kentucky.
Oh, okay.
Usually not even there, but I have had some reports back that in a particular instance, someone got pulled over and they had this piece of paper from me saying, yeah, he's got a suspension, but he's allowed to drive for these reasons.
Yep.
And the judge over there said, I don't care what that judge says, you're under suspension. So, but most other places will honor it. So the best thing to do is don't get pulled over.
Yeah.
You don't have to deal with it.
Yes, sir.
So you can you're going to meet with your probation officer, will be Mr. Major. You can let him know what you want to do. If you want to get the blow and go device on it, it's a company out of Portsmouth. He'll put you in touch with them to get it installed.
You said Mr. Major? Sorry.
Major, yeah. His office to the left as you leave the courtroom. So if you want just the limited driving privileges, we'll get the order for you from the court.
Okay.
I'm going to give you 20 days in jail, but I'm going to suspend it on the condition that you do all the other stuff I'm going to order you to do. I don't want you to go to jail. You shouldn't have to go to jail as long as you do what you're ordered to do. One of which is also to do 5 days of community service. We have a community service program here at the court. You can do it on your days off because we have community service every day but Sunday. So we have it on Saturdays. I don't know what your work schedule is, but get in here and get 5 days done, 7:30 to about 2:30 every day. There's community service. You'll do something in the community. It might be cut grass, pick up litter, or whatever. That's the community service part of it. Then you have a review hearing, which you should never have to come to, because I'm going to give you 6 months to get all this done. If you get it done, you don't have to come. If you were here earlier, we had people showing up for reviews. Those are people that didn't get their stuff done, and they're coming back, and they will have to come back every month until they get it done. So get it done, you don't have to come to that hearing. October 2nd at 9 a.m. will be your review. On the speed offense, I'll do a $50 fine on that. And that's everything, I think. So you don't have to remember everything. You're going to get, she's typing the entry. You're going to get a copy of the entry. If you lose it, I have to say, well, I didn't do what I was supposed to because I lost my entry. That's not a good reason. It's on the record. We have a website. Your case will show up on the website. You go to the website, put your name in the record search, and your case will come up, and it shows you what you got to do and when you got to be back. And you can always call and talk to your probation officer about what you need to do. You have any questions of me?
No, sir.
Go see Mr. Major to the left as you leave the courtroom, then you're free to go.
Thanks, sir.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Gregory Martin, case number TRD 26431, A and B. Gregory Martin.
All right, Gregory Martin. All right, you are here, okay.
Good morning.
Good morning. You're Gregory Martin.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Martin, it's alleged on March the 13th of this year at 10:25 p.m. in Fayette Township. You were driving a vehicle with a suspended license. That's a first-degree misdemeanor. Maximum penalty is 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine, and not wearing a safety belt. That's a mandatory $30 fine if you're found guilty. Do you understand these charges?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
Do you understand the rights of defendants I explained at the beginning of court?
Yes, Your Honor.
How do you plead to these charges?
Not guilty?
Do you want a lawyer appointed?
No, sir. I just need a few weeks. I have an upcoming court date with HPD about the suspended license that I was unaware of because of a ticket that I never received because it was mailed to the address on my driver's license. I get on my mail at my post office box because that house burnt down. I received no mail there, so I didn't know about the ticket.
So when's your hearing?
Should be within the next week or two. I talked to them
We
yesterday.
said something in May. You should-
Oh, yes, yes, sir.
Mondays or Fridays, that's when we have.
Friday, doesn't matter, Fridays. Yes, sir.
Let's do May the 8th then. I'll set
What,
you-
what,
May the 8th.
what time?
10
Same time?
o'clock.
Okay,
May the 8th at 10 a.m. I'll just set it as a pretrial.
okay. Thank you.
If you want a lawyer, you can get one on your own, it's up to you. You don't have to have one, but your next hearing will be May the 8th, 10 o'clock.
Here.
Yes, sir, right back here.
Okay, is that it?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Have a good
Well, let's
day.
have him sign a bond. You can sign a $500 signature bond. That just means you're promising to come to court. If you don't show up, then you owe $500 as a penalty.
I will be here.
I'm not gonna make you do fingerprints.
Just have it here. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Does that need a date or anything?
No, I'll do all that out.
Is that it?
That's it.
Pretty good?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
State of Ohio versus Kelly Green, case number CRB 25489.
Okay, this is on a review hearing. Looks like you had a review hearing on the 30th of March.
I don't know why or what the confusion was, but, my paper says, when I was in here, you and an older gentleman were arguing about dates or something. I don't know, but anyways, I wrote down April the 3rd.
Okay, well,
So,
you're here within a week, so let's.
I was gonna
talk
say, I
about-
didn't know what to do. I didn't know until I walked in here because the guy remembered you calling my name. And I was like, oh crap.
Well, let's talk about what you're doing on your case. You have paid someone your fines.
I'm
You
gonna
still owe
pay,
your
I'm
community
gonna pay the
service.
rest today.
Okay, what about the community service?
Your Honor, if I may, I have a note that on 2/17, Ms. Green was ordered to be here on 3:30 and to have some community service done for her next hearing, she has not.
What do you say about that? So,
I have no idea what that.
he doesn't remember being the old guy. I don't know who that is. We're both old guys. Sorry.
I,
We don't
sorry.
usually argue, so.
I don't know, you guys were just going back and forth about dates or something. I don't. And I have no idea what I'm sorry, I might have not remembered that, something, I just
Okay,
lost my father.
Let's go to this. When are you gonna get your community service done?
As soon as I can get this funeral over with. I just got back from Columbus. Because he was medevac from Athens, Ohio to Columbus.
I don't know who,
My father was in a motorcycle accident
okay.
last week,
I'm sorry to hear that.
so I'm dealing with a lot of stuff.
Well, I'm looking through your case, and from what I see, I think you need to do a urine screen today. I
Okay.
had you do one before, and it was pretty bad. So let's do a urine screen today.
Okay. Look,
Go to probation and do a urine
Okay.
screen.
pretty bad. It was on my prescriptions that I brought in.
Want me to read out what you...
No, I mean, I know what it,
For a bunch of stuff.
I know, I brought my,
Go do your urine screen.
okay, sound good.
Your Honor, that's all the arrangements we have for right now. We're ready to start the trial.
Okay. People that have pretrials need to be in the courtroom, and let's go ahead and call those.
State of Ohio versus Leonard Bowman, case number CRA 25824, CRC 253099, A and B.
This is Mr. Reach's case set for pretrial and preliminary hearing.
Can we approach, Your Honor?
Yes. Morning.
Pretty much as long as the board's comfortable to allow them to energize the situation of their agreement.
What's the, you said there's, what's the issues?
It's no matter what, it's not for that's his license plate. He had some severe medical conditions that were making him unable to complete the law because of the medical. I've listed the issues in the suppression motion. I see it was on the status test. It's just a combination of things. He's listed on the Holocaust would actually be closer. He might not be able to be close to all. He had agreed to the terms of the review. Decided.
When you want to come back?
Good question here that I have, I'm not as prepared as that, but I was
Okay. So sometime in July,
It's fine, Your Honor.
you had the calendar.
I did.
Court's wide open in July, so if you give me some dates when you're good.
Friday, the 17th, Your Honor?
Yes. All right, defendant waives time. Next hearing will be July 17th. There will be a reduction then. The defendant's going to complete the driver intervention program between now and then.
Yes, sir. Just hang tight. Okay. You can wait outside.
All right, July 17th.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Presley Gore, case number TRC 251946, A and B.
Your Honor, this is a case that we reached out to the court on.
Yes.
I explained why Mr. Moore would not be present. I believe that Mr. Hill and I are finishing ironing out the final details of a resolution. I would be satisfied setting the case for probably entry of a plea.
May.
It's fine, Judge. I looked at Friday, May 8th.
Okay, that's a good date. May the 8th will be the next hearing. I'll just put listed as a pretrial.
That's fine, Your Honor.
State of Ohio versus Justin Marshall, case number TRC 25771.
Here's these.
Just read the case for pretrial.
Your Honor, this is a case that we maybe got halfway through a motion hearing and then reached a resolution. Mr. Marshall has completed the 72-hour driver intervention program at Lawrence County Recovery. If you'd like that in your file, Your Honor, I can approach.
Yes. So you want a copy or?
You need a copy? No, sir.
All right, it'll be in court record.
And I expect the state to move to dismiss the case.
And that's what we'd agreed to previously, Your Honor.
All right, so an outright dismissal.
Yes, sir.
All right. Charges are dismissed. Yeah, do it now.
Everything good? You're free.
It's free.
State of Ohio versus Alfredo Saldana, case number CRB 2698.
That is set as a pretrial.
It is, Your Honor. We've reached a resolution. My client's going to enter a guilty plea to the charge of criminal tools. We have a joint recommendation as it relates to sentencing.
Is that one of the charges already pending?
Yes, sir. I believe it's the only charge, Your Honor.
All right, so that's under 2698. 2698. All right, so Mr. Saldana, do you agree with your attorney as to what he's represented to the court?
Yes, sir.
And is there a recommendation?
Your Honor, this fellow was with a couple other guys, and they all got stopped in the same car, and they've already disposed of their cases, and we offered time served in jail and no additional sanctions.
Okay. I can't recall, was there fines on them?
I don't believe so.
Okay. Anything you want to say, sir? You have a right to make a statement.
No, sir.
All right, no fine, I order the court costs to be paid.
He's prepared to do that today, Your Honor.
And what was the time he served in jail? Recall how much time he was in jail?
3 days, Your Honor. Will the court costs come out of the bond money before it's returned? That's probably the way,
Yeah, it should.
Okay, thank you.
He'll need to see the clerk about that.
Yes, sir.
Okay, 3 days in jail, credit for 3 days served. No probation. He can see the clerk about getting a refund on his loan.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I can help you. Yeah.
State of Ohio versus Christopher Conwell, case number CRB 2693, CRB 25597, CRB 25540, A and B. Christopher Conwell.
Yes. Well, let me ask you a question. If it weren't for the fact that I guess we're going to treatment. I guess.
Oh, it doesn't say that, but okay.
Yeah, and we'll just do what we have to do.
Your Honor, he went to Mount Carmel yesterday, so this letter doesn't reflect that.
Okay, so they had him transported to
Yeah,
Mount Carmel.
yeah.
And I assume everyone's agreement that's appropriate?
Yes. I guess they try to get Mount Carmel on the video, but we'll work on doing that next time.
Okay. We have a suggested date to come back and do that. What's your
How long is it going to be?
At least for stabilization. A week.
Looks like it's going to be there about a week, maybe.
Well, we want to come back Monday then to see, are you here Monday?
I am here Monday.
Let's put it on the docket for Monday the 6th.
Okay.
April 6th will be the next hearing, and you try to get Mount Carmel on teleconference.
All right.
State of Ohio versus Robert Hill, case number CRD 26-104 A and B, CRD 24335.
Okay, Robert Hills, Mr. Stratton's case.
There's a co-defendant, Destiny Ricky Hill. Mr. Smith's case.
Hills, Mr. Smith.
No, they're not. They were supposed to be on video, Your Honor. If they could, Mr. Hill contacted me this morning, said he couldn't be here. There was some kind of an emergency. So I asked for a continuance on this matter, and I believe Mr. Smith is going to ask for this.
Yeah, Judge, I was not contacted by my client, but if there's an emergency, I would assume, since they're married, it involved both of them, I would ask.
Her name is actually Destiny.
Ricky Hill,
Destiny Ricky Hill.
yes, and he's Robert Hill, yes.
Yes.
And I think there's a bond up at least on hers, maybe on both.
She should have one, they've shown up before, she's not missed, I just don't know the details of what the emergency was or is.
They did miss
Did they?
on the 13th of March and only showed up on the 16th. So we'd asked for a bench warrant.
Are you available Monday? You are, Mr. Stratton. What about you, Mr.
Yes, Judge.
You want to ask for continuance?
If we could, just till Monday.
Yeah.
And then, because they have, at least she has a bond up, so I can't give her 7 days if it's a bond.
Yeah.
It's going to release Mr. Sowers to go get her on Monday. She has-
And I have good contact number for her, so that shouldn't be an issue.
At the finish, both defendants' requests, cases continued to Monday, April 6th.
And I will contact
Thanks,
him
Judge.
right now.
State of Ohio recalls Kelly Green, case number CRB 25489. Kelly Green.
You're still involved with that then?
I'm coming. Well, yeah.
All right, let's get your community service done. You said you're gonna pay off the balance today?
Yes, sir.
When do you wanna come back, Mondays or Fridays?
Fridays would be fine.
May the 8th. That's Friday, May the 8th. And if you get everything done before then, you don't have to come back.
Okay. So if I get everything done before May the 8th, who do I go see?
You can call the probation officer.
Okay. May 8th. At
9 o'clock.
I just called CPS to fax my, do you need that?
What's that?
I was calling CVS when I got, my name got called to see if they could fax my prescriptions back over here, just in case.
I saw it from the last time.
Okay. I was gonna say, because I brought it, but I didn't know if anybody copied it.
You're free to go.
Okay, thank you.
Go see the clerk.
State of Ohio versus Donald Hazlett, case number CRB 2628. Donald Hazlett.
Mr. Smith's case after pre-trial.
It is, Judge, we were provided a video, my clients come in, we had a chance to review it. I understand that the state has yet another video that we do not have yet, so I'm going to ask for a continuance so I can see the second video.
Okay, how long do you think it'll take?
I think they have it, they don't have to obtain it, they just need to get it to me. The only bad dates in April are the 24th and 27th. I can do any other date in April.
How about the 20th?
That'd be fine, Judge.
That's good enough time.
Is that good for you? April 20th.
April 20th will be the next
Sit
hearing,
down again.
10 o'clock.
Yeah, just so you don't forget, because I know we're not forgetting. They're all right. But I will call get you before the result of that video. You're good to go. I'll get you in.
State of Ohio versus Nicholas Atkins, case number CRB 24293, CRA 24294, CRB 24295.
At the last meeting, I asked my service provider about asking questions for Saturdays, that's why and she had put in her 2 weeks. She said that she was gonna find out who was taking over her caseload and what for that. She would contact me. As of yesterday, I had her commercial. I called her. I spoke to Brandon at OVP. He got me set up an appointment with a new provider, and then since I'm
Do you know what that appointment is? Over this month. Your Honor, in this case, Mr. Atkins had an appointment at OVP with a counselor who has put in her 2 weeks' notice, he tells me. He's been assigned a new counselor. He doesn't see him until Monday. If we could come back, however, just not the 20, excuse me, the 24th or 27th, whatever day's good for the court. We should have had that appointment, could bring us a report.
13th?
That'd be fine, Judge.
Okay, April 13th. Will be the next hearing. Pre-trial, 10 o'clock.
Make sure you bring a report. Okay, so
thank you.
State of Ohio versus Danny Daniels, case number CRB 26148. Mr. Steyer, case.
Ryan's case set for pre-trial.
What we offered it is 30 days in jail, all suspended, restitution
We'll go with I've got it on video, and I have housekeeper. So we're gonna come back for discovery. I want you to discover discretion. So if I do this, I just want to pay the restitution. Do you pay to the court? And to the court. But they only make payments on those? Yes. Yeah, they'll make. Because I only get $1,040 a month. Yeah, they'll make payments. And I was hey, but I could skip some of my medicine. I could not buy some of the medicine and have money. I got my sugar medicine. Okay. So just do this and then I'll just have to make payments on it.
Your Honor, I think we're probably going to have a resolution on this, but it does involve a restitution figure that I think they're talking about right now. We don't have that figure.
Your Honor, there is restitution, and this is a matter of a real severe nature. The injuries to this lady really could be considered serious physical harm if one were to see the pictures. They're grotesque, actually.
See where she had stitches.
More than stitches.
I've been through a lot mentally and physically. I'm really devastated over all this.
So we have a situation where I'm sure the court's aware that we got a whole new set of dog laws.
Right.
But this happened prior to the new laws. So I don't know which of the terms are going to, whether the new laws are going to go into effect as far as disposition or not. But
Well, generally, I think when a law changes, it has an effective date that involves cases that happen afterward because of the prohibition on ex post facto laws.
I think that you're probably right on that. But nonetheless, that does create kind of a situation because it's hard to find the old laws now because on the internet, they've all been replaced by the new laws. The dog warden investigated this and determined that the dog could be quarantined with Mr. Daniels. So hopefully the dog is secure. As far as a final disposition of this matter, and of course Mr. Steyer is correct that we will be getting information about restitution, but we're going to have to explore what our recommendation is going to be, or our position is going to be as far as the disposition.
From my understanding that we're not going to be able to wrap this today.
That's correct.
Okay, in that case then let's just go ahead and set it for another pretrial.
Okay. And ma'am, you could pursue civil, I mean, this is a criminal proceeding, and I can't order restitution, but there could be civil damage that go more to what you were talking about, your upset.
If I may, Your Honor, that was raised. Do you have homeowners insurance?
No.
He does not have homeowners insurance. So unfortunately, I mean, I believe, my understanding is she's spoken to an attorney, but this may be one that.
I sure have.
Well, she can still pursue it even if
Sure.
there's not insurance, but
Right.
that is a factor. So how much time do you need to get the restitution information together?
I think we've got it at this point, so it won't take very long. We can come back in a couple weeks or whatever.
I'm scheduled to be here next week. I don't know if that gives you enough time. If it does, since I don't have anything scheduled medically next week, and I'm on the docket next Monday. I'm also available Friday of next week.
Now, is there anything that this lady needs? I mean, she's welcome to come every court session, but is there things we can get from her today that would keep her from having to come back at a later date if she wants to do that? I mean, you're welcome to come.
I just felt that I needed to come up and stand up for myself because I think it is ridiculous because of his negligence that I've been through what I've been through. That dog could have killed me. I don't know if you've seen pictures. It was a brutal attack.
I read the affidavit and
I had 20
briefly
stitches in my arm.
I saw that, so I'm sorry. I just came back from a seminar of the judges this past week on Monday through Wednesday, and one of the topics was the new law on dogs. And in the United States, over a 3-year period, 431 people were killed by dogs.
I don't see how he thought it was okay just to let his animals run free, especially as big as they are.
Well, there is a leash law in Ohio, but in rural areas, it's not honored very much. People are you're supposed to keep your animal on your property, and if it's off the property, it's supposed to be on a leash, not free to run loose. But it happens. So the law has been toughened up, but it didn't become effective until March 20th, I believe is the date. went into effect. But even under the old law now, I think this dog would be considered a dangerous dog going forward. So,
All I was doing is I have a little Palma poo, and I had my dog on a leash walking it down the road, and his dog ran out and tried to attack my dog and then jumped on me, ripped my skin off my arm.
yeah, I'm sorry that happened. Where was this located, ma'am? Where's
It's
County
in
Road 402?
Yes,
Where is that?
it is in Proctorville.
What's the common name of the road?
I'm not for sure, to be honest with you.
Okay.
McCall Creek Road, perhaps?
Okay, I know
It's
where it
wrong. It's outside city limits.
is. Okay, so, is a week enough time?
17th also is a possibility, Your Honor.
We've just received it today, so we can get copies very quickly.
Okay, let's, just,
Actually, the 17th would be better as far as the docket's concerned. The 10th's pretty busy.
Yeah. Well, Your Honor, I'm not going to be here on the 17th, if that matters.
Oh, well, it'd be better if you were here. So let's do the 10th then. So next hearing for sentencing is going to be April the 10th, 10 o'clock.
thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Just come back on the 10th.
Jason Funk, case number TRC 2635.
Thank you.
A and B.
Fire stage pre-trial.
Your Honor, I've taken a look at this. This is an OBI charge, but it came out of Village of Chesapeake. I think Chesapeake at any rate. Yeah, Chesapeake. Came out of the Village of Chesapeake, and they didn't provide in the court file any real record of narrative or anything of that nature. So I was speaking to Mr. Heald. He believes he has a narrative for me. So I'm going to need to do discovery on this one and probably come back one more time if we could. And since I'm doing discovery, I'm going to go out a little bit further on this one. We'll waive time constraints. I'm not clear. I don't believe there's a test here, so that's kind of a moot point. I'll be here the 24th, if that would be reasonable.
Okay. Yeah,
Oh.
that's, we can do that. That's already.
He needs this back.
For some reason.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize, Your Honor.
The 24th, we can do it, but it's getting, it has more cases than either the 10th or the 17th. So we won't want to set too many more on it.
Okay.
All right, April 24th will be the next pretrial. So he's completed at brighter days.
He was actually at Ryder Days when this incident happened.
Okay. Yeah.
Got it wrong.
April 24th will be the next.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Amy Moore, case number CRA 26178.
This is actually Mr. Smith's case.
Yeah.
Is he still here? Roger Smith. Let's get Roger in the courtroom. It's on the docket for Monday, but she's here today.
Oh, okay.
So,
Who's this, Judge?
this is
Oh, yeah,
Amy
okay, sure,
Moore.
sure, yeah.
She's already been assessed at Southern Hope, and they're recommending that she go inpatient, it's my understanding, and she's agreeable to that.
She says she is, Judge.
So we can take it off the docket for Monday, because we're just trying to get that lined up. It's a F5 possession, and set it out. What did you say your date was,
The
24th
end-
and 27th?
24th and 27th of this month, yes, then the 4th and 8th of May are bad.
Well, let's come back on the 20th then.
I can do
Get a
that.
report then.
Yes, sir.
How she's doing. So your next hearing, Ms. Moore, was going to be April 20th. And we'll get a report on how you're doing in treatment then.
Oh, what's it? So we got
Thank you, Your Honor. You're welcome. April 20th is next hearing.
State of Ohio versus Malvin Turner, case number TRC 26280, A and B.
Malvin Turner is Mr. Morford's case, and it's set for pretrial and preliminary hearings.
What do you want to do with this? You want to take it to a trial? That's my client's indicated he wants to take this to a trial.
Okay. Well, he's got a felony in here, so that means going to the grand jury.
So sure you want to do that?
Yeah, we've received the results of the analysis of the contraband that was found in the car, and it was methamphetamine.
You want to take a break and talk with him about it, Mr.?
Please.
All right, we'll recall later in the docket.
State of Ohio versus Tyler Watt, case number TRC 2641. Tyler Watt.
Mr. Morford's case set for pretrial.
Your Honor?
Yes.
So what? I know that, but you have a criminal case pending.
What do you suggest?
Like you told me, we could go through this all evidence, didn't we?
Yes, but I think we're not guilty.
But what?
I think we're not guilty.
You want a trial on it? Judge, she's indicated she wants a trial as well.
Your Honor, we actually made a request for the video in this matter on a couple of occasions. We still don't have it. So I would suggest maybe if we have another pretrial and give us a deadline to provide that.
Okay.
Agreeable here, Judge.
2 weeks, is that sufficient time?
Yes, Your Honor.
17th, are you available then?
I am, Your Honor.
April 17th, the
Get him to see me.
deadline for producing video of this incident. 10 o'clock, April 17th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You are.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Shane Lindley, case number PRD 112448. Shane Lindley.
All right, Shane Lindley's been called. He still has community service. Did you pay off his fines?
Your Honor, if I may, I believe this community service is done.
Oh,
I can double check it if you like.
All right, yeah. You would do that.
Your Honor, we're ready to call some Orange County Jail and things, so we're back in order.
Okay, we have inmates and holding quite a few, so it's all over.
State of Ohio versus Nicholas Adams, case number TRD 201480.
So, sir, you're Nicholas Adams. Celeste, you failed to appear for a review back in July 24. This was on an old traffic charge. It looks like it was a driving under suspension. You still have a day of community service left and $200 worth of fines and court costs to pay. Do you admit or deny you failed to appear for your review?
I admit that I failed to
Do you have any explanation for not appearing?
I was incarcerated, but
Okay, how'd you get over here now? Did they send you directly or?
I wasn't no, sir. I got out January the 12th, I believe, this year.
Then how'd you get picked up?
I was driving through, I was a passenger, I was,
Oh, okay. Got stopped on a traffic stop?
yes, sir.
How long you been in jail?
Since Monday, Tuesday, maybe.
Okay. All right. And you still live in Kentucky?
Yes, sir.
Flatwoods?
Yes, sir.
All right, since you've spent pretty much the week in jail, I'm just gonna finish your case by the jail time. Your case is complete. As far as I'm concerned, unless you got hold of it from another court, you're gonna be released.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. That's all.
State of Ohio versus Ethan Anderson, case number CRA 24706.
This has been Mr. Steyer's case.
Yeah, Steve was scheduled originally back here on May 1, but here we find ourselves.
Okay. So something's happened in the intervening time. Do you see in jail other than this case, or where you feel for anything else?
No, that I'm aware of, Your Honor.
Okay. Yeah. You did? Oh, okay. Is there anybody here from the counseling center?
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't have the details, Your Honor. I know that he was discharged from the counseling center.
Okay. I do have a report dated March 31st in the file. He was being discharged from the crisis center. Have you seen it, Mr. Steyer?
I have not, and I'll check with what Your Honor.
You want to take him and talk with him, and then we'll recall it?
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's through here.
Yes, sir.
State of Ohio versus Jennifer Bowen, case number CRB 1665.
And you're Jennifer D. Bowen. Ms. Bowen, it's alleged that you missed a hearing here on July 25th of 2016, so we have a long memory.
Yeah.
It was a review hearing, and you failed to come. It was on a conviction for possession of a drug abuse instrument. You were supposed to go to some counseling at Prestera and pay a fine and court costs. Did you do? From my record, I'm not sure that you did anything, did you? Okay. Where are you living now? Are you still in Huntington?
No, County Road, 123.
Here in Lawrence County?
Yeah.
You still have a drug problem?
Um,
If I gave you a drug screen, what's it gonna show?
no, I still have her phone.
Okay, well, you wanna live with it, or you wanna get clean?
What are you playing?
You wanna get a treatment?
Yeah, I'll go to treatment.
What's your drug of choice?
Heroin.
You're still doing heroin? Nobody does heroin anymore. It's all fentanyl and methamphetamine.
Fentanyl, yeah.
Fentanyl, you do that too? That's everywhere, fentanyl's everywhere. Do you have a hard Medicaid card? Do you have a Medicaid card?
Yes.
Okay. So we got someone, I'm sorry, remind me your agency?
I'm Jessica Collins from Landy
Mitigation. Okay. I'm going to have you talk to someone, and then we'll see if that'll be a fit. So if you want to talk to her back at the holding cell, and we'll recall.
State of Ohio versus Roger Burris, case number CRB 26165.
Roger Burris.
Some attorneys on this case is retired.
Okay.
Your Honor, I believe this was the case where we had first and last. And Mr. Hicks said he was representing county. So you appointed me and then the jury showed up.
Okay. Well, I think this is probably why I was out of town.
Oh, it must be Mr. Herman's.
Yeah. Well, let's. I'll text him. You can put him back in the holding cell, so we can't do anything without his lawyer. Text Ken Hicks, we'll see if we can respond, or recall it later.
State of Ohio versus Christopher Collins, case number CRB 25561, A and B, PRC 24-1976, A, B, and C, CRB 26613, A and B. Christopher Collins, that's Mr. Travis, case.
Okay, so my reading of this, previously he was ordered to go to hometown and do an assessment with them. He left, and then he was at court, he left court on February 13th. And now he's here in custody. Do you need to talk with him, or you want to recall it, or you ready to proceed now?
I'm ready to proceed now.
Okay.
Say look forward on 213.
Yes.
Let's recall.
Okay, you want the court's files? Okay, Case will be recalled after Mr. Stratt talks to his client.
State of Ohio versus Nicholas Hughes, case number TRC 26521 A and B, TRC 252457 A, B, TRD 252435.
So these are on the docket for reviews today, I believe. We've got 2 OBIs. Oh. So you've been in jail since then, so since 30.
Oh, really?
Do a video statement, so maybe it's to determine, see, he only had 1 month left to be on parole. So maybe they need this video statement, and they're still in limbo, because usually they use that for a parole hearing.
Let's try to continue.
Okay, what time do I meet there? As soon as we're done. I gotta meet Todd Smith as soon as I'm done here to talk to him.
So you must have pled guilty at this arraignment or without counsel?
Who's his lawyer?
I'm sorry.
Who's the lawyer? Luke?
Now we're waiting on Hicks to get here, Kenny Hicks. So I have to wait on him.
Excuse me.
I'm just, well, what I'm trying to figure out is how to handle this. I don't want this to feel shortchanged. At the same time, I don't treat So I think we'll just continue and then we can figure it out. I just remember from my son this time, I see this name shows up.
Okay. So you've been in jail since March 30th? So that was this Monday.
Yeah, I went to the court of Your Honor, he pled guilty and Mr. Green through 20 days in jail, I believe. And he had a review hearing come to today on all of this.
Yeah, well, it's a second offense, and it looks like it would have been a high test, because you took a portable breath test, and it showed a 1.8, but you didn't take, when you got to the post, you didn't take.
I didn't take them out.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna release you early. I am going to order, which was not done, but it should have been. I'm gonna order that you get an assessment and treatment for substance use that's required on a second offense. Do you have a medical card? How do you pay for medical service?
I don't.
Do you have health insurance?
No.
You don't have anything? Are you working?
I have to, yes, I do work.
Where do you work?
Light construction.
Okay, so you have to pay, you just pay out of pocket then,
I
or?
have to for now. Until I get out of here.
Okay, and you live where?
Right out Charlie Creek Road.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just right around 23 months.
Well, let's see, I'm going to order that then, that you go to RRS. They're right down the road here in Chesapeake for substance use treatment. That'll be a part of your probation. And you'll have to work out with him. He may be eligible. Do you think you still have your job?
I think so, as long as I have no phone call. That's all right. 20 days, I hope those guys let me have my job back.
Well, you have to, I'm going to keep you in for the whole, well, at least till the 16th. That's not even, is that 20 days?
2 days, 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's only, well, we'll let that stand. So I'll let you get out on the 16th. That'll be 17 days, 18 days that you served, rather than 20. It could have been 20 under the statute. I'll let that stand, but I will order you get an assessment at RRS. Can you talk with him in the back and then Jeremy? Get that set up, so it'll be sometime after the 16th of April for him to come in. And then I'm going to set a review period for you to come back here on May, let's make it May 1st. So let's get a handle on this, because how old are you? 33. I mean, from what I'm reading in the report, there's an issue here with alcohol. So let's get it under control. So your next review hearing is going to be May 1st. It's easy to remember at 9 o'clock. You got to be back here for a hearing. And I want you to have been to RRS to at least get an assessment and see what we can do to get this in the bud. Okay? May 1st is your next one.
State of Ohio versus Clyde King II, case number CRA 26179, CRB 26180, CRD 202187, CRB 2825.
What's in his office and he's not responding? Somebody out in the office called, he asks about Burgess. I texted him, he's not responding. Sir, you Claude King, sir? You got some new charges and an old charge, so let's go over the new charges first. The most serious one is case number 26179. It's an aggravated possession of drugs charge. It alleges that on April the 2nd, that's today, or, yeah, no, that was yesterday. In Union Township, you knowingly were in possession of methamphetamine. That's a Schedule II substance, possession of which is a felony of the 5th degree. Then you got some misdemeanor charges, 180A and B. 180A alleges April 2nd, Union Township, you prevented a public official in performance of their official duties. That's an M2, misdemeanor 2nd degree, obstructing official business charge. Maximum penalty is 90 days in jail, $750 fine. And the B case is a possession of drug paraphernalia, same time and place that you had 2 glass methamphetamine pipes in your possession. Maximum penalty for that is 30 days in jail, $250 fine. Do you understand those charges?
Yes, sir.
When we go over your rights with you, you have a right to remain silent, you don't have to say anything, you have a right to have an attorney, have one appointed if you can't afford one, you have a right to bail, to have a lawyer appointed if you can't afford one, to have, make the state prove these charges beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand those things?
Yes, sir.
Then you got couple of old cases, 20, 2187, 2825. That's a failure to comply and a reckless operation. And it's alleged that you missed a sentencing hearing back in 2023, September the 8th, that you failed to appear. And there's been a warrant outstanding since then. Okay, so do you have the money to hire a lawyer?
No, sir.
Do you have a job?
No. Never I find one
See, it looks like Mr. Steyer had represented you before. Mr. Steyer, you can take the one. He's got some new charges and an old charge that you represented him on before. The new charge, aggravated possession of drugs, drug paraphernalia, obstruction. So, state's position on bond for Mr. King.
Well, in particular, because he's never been sentenced on the other things with.
He has been sentenced, he just didn't show up for a review.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, I guess if Mr. King was interested in maybe seeking some treatment, we might be okay with an OR bond if he was accepted into a treatment program.
Do you have a medical card?
Yes, I'd like to go to Riverside if possible.
Okay, you've been there before?
Yes, sir.
Okay, it's the artist formerly known as Riverside, now it's RRS.
Yeah, it's been a minute since I've been there.
Okay.
But that's why.
They're still pretty close to the river, but they disavowed that, I don't know why. So, I'll set a $2,000 OR bond with the requirement that you go to Riverside, or you got me saying now, RRS. And,
Almost as many people there as a Wednesday. And it was energized
I'll be here the 10th. I can't be here the 17th.
it's much watching.
I'm here the 13th.
okay, Jeremy, you want to talk to him today?
Yes, sir.
Chest pass.
And then let me know if it's going to be inpatient or outpatient.
They set screens, they do all this stuff.
And I'm sorry, what did you say you could be?
I'm here the 10th and the 13th. I can be here the 17th.
Let's do the 13th. April 13th. Disciplinary hearing and pre-trials. On review. 2,000 OR bond with treatment at RRS. Okay.
And when we come back to our.
13th.
April 13th.
State of Ohio versus Harold Maynard, case number TRC 26532, A, B, C, and D, CRA 26181A and B, CRB 26183.
All right, sir, are you Harold Maynard?
Yes, sir.
The officer serving you with a copy of the paperwork, the summons and complaint. You have a right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything, but if you do make statements, they're on the record, they can be used against you. You have a right to have an attorney, to have one appointed if you can't afford one, to have bail, make the state of Ohio approve the charges beyond a reasonable doubt. You understand understand those things? So I'm going to go over the charges with you so you understand what's alleged. 26-183, case number alleges you were in possession of drug paraphernalia on April 2nd in Fayette Township, and that was 2 blue straws with drug residue in them. It's a 4th degree misdemeanor, maximum penalty 30 days in jail, $250 fine. 26-181A is a felony possession of drugs charge. Alleges the same time and place that you were in possession of methamphetamine, a Schedule II substance. Possession of that's a felony 5, carries a maximum penalty of a year in jail, $2,500 fine. Then you have a traffic charge. 26-532.
So that's just what I said, my bad.
Yeah. And it alleges that same time and place, you were operating a vehicle while you were under the influence of alcohol, drugs, or some combination of those things. And the state says this would be your second offense within the look-back period. You had a prior conviction in 2021. And that you submitted to a urine test. So urine tests go to a lab for testing. It takes several weeks to get results. So I don't have any results today on your test. On a second offense, the maximum penalty is 6 months in jail, $1,625 fine, 5-year license suspension. The minimum penalty on a second offense is 10 days in jail, $525 fine, 1-year license suspension, and if the vehicle was titled to you, the vehicles are required to be impounded for 90 days. You understand that charge? Then you've got a driving without a license charge. That's what's called an unclassified misdemeanor. Maximum penalty 500 hours community service, $1,000 fine. Safety belt violation, that's a mandatory $30 fine if you're found guilty. And failure to display plates, that's a minor misdemeanor. Maximum penalty is $150 fine. So quite a few charges. Do you understand the charges, Mr. Maynard? You have the money to hire a lawyer. You have a job. You have no income right now? And you still live in Pritchard, West Virginia?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Morford, I'll appoint you. What's the state's position on bond for Mr. Maynard?
The state would not be opposed to an OR bond if he were to be accepted into a treatment program.
Well, it's a second offense OVI, and it's out of state.
Okay, well, I guess probably a cash or surety bond is appropriate.
I think we need some kind of bond. Okay, I'll set a 5,000 cash or surety bond. If he's willing to go to treatment, I'll set the bond at 1,500 cash or surety with treatment. Do you think you can post any kind of bond? So probably $150 gets you out if you go to treatment. You gotta go to treatment. If you don't want to go to treatment, it's going to be $500 for a bond. You have a West Virginia medical card? Well, we're probably looking at OVP. I don't know what other options we have. Any other options? And OVP's not here today. Need text. Ken, did you? Well, I thought they said he appeared, emergency, he's going to be murdered. Okay.
So Mr. Stratton's going to do it.
All right, so Mr. Stratton, I guess on the, what was that, Burgess case, you're back on?
Yes, yes,
You've figured
I've
that
already
out?
discussed it, so
Okay,
we just need to recall it and we'll.
yeah, we'll recall.
Yeah.
Okay, so got 3 different balls up in the air at once. So back to Mr. Maynard. Okay, I'd like to recall it. You want to talk with him, or? I've texted the representative from OVP to see if she can get him assessed today.
Your Honor, I have a message from Mr. Sackett.
Okay.
State of Ohio versus Grady Diamond, case number CRA 26182.
We're talking about this case. See, she's talking about Fred, that's what he said she's going to do. This is going to be an interview.
Ma'am, are you Grady Diamond? You've been charged with menacing is the charge against you. The complaint alleges that on April 2nd in Perry Township, you caused Martha K. Diamond to believe you would cause physical harm to her person or property. That's a 4th-degree misdemeanor menacing charge. Carries a maximum penalty of 30 days in jail and a $250 fine. You have a right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything. You have a right to have an attorney, to have one appointed. If you can't afford one, you have a right to bail, to make the state prove this charge beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand those things?
Yeah, I didn't hurt her, so I don't know what to say. My mother-in-law would get divorced and she didn't want me to be walking around, so I got on out and I was several feet away. I didn't harm the woman. She just don't want me there, so I don't know what to say. I
Okay,
guess,
well, I'm going to enter a not guilty plea for you and appoint you. Are you working?
I was, but I'm staying home, Mom. This
Mr.
is,
Stratton, I'll appoint you.
they picked me up yesterday, I rode down the road, I was trying to get to the hospital, but she has medicine every week intravenously to like live, about 2 lives with her paper. I don't know yet,
And you
but she
live,
called the law on me and my husband, and my husband's in her driveway, I went walking, next thing I'm calling the law. So she called the police department, the sheriff came, and
okay, I understand, I got the picture.
Okay.
Is there any family here for Miss Diamond today?
I doubt it.
There is not here anybody.
Yeah, there is somebody.
I don't know who it is.
So I would like to release her to family on a signature bond. Is there somebody they can look out for, or? Okay, what's your relationship to her?
Our husband.
Husband, okay. All right, so I'm going to let her have a signature bond of $1,000. Mr. Stratton's her lawyer. Maybe you should talk with him. I don't know if there's any motions or medical that she needs.
I don't know that, I think I don't know if he's indicated he would take her in. I don't know if there is anybody who's willing to.
He said it's her husband.
Yeah,
Well,
I'd like to get her to get some help.
He wants her to get help.
Help, what?
Apparently there's substance abuse and mental health issues.
Okay, well, let's at least have some talking done. Mr. Stratton's gonna be her lawyer, maybe he can talk to the husband, and we'll see if we can work out something for her care. So I'll recall this after that's happened. So if you can stick around, sir, talk to the prosecutor and her lawyer, let's see what we can do.
State of Ohio versus Roger Burris. Case number CRB 26165.
Okay, so this is the case. Doc Hendricks was gonna enter appearance, but apparently he's not. So Mr. Stratton, you're back on. So I'm a little confused about why he's still in custody, because I have. Oh, okay.
So, Your Honor, I've made an attempt to contact his parole officer and haven't gotten an answer back, but apparently he's aware of what's going on here today. This is charged as, he's got a prior conviction for domestic violence, and a decision was made within our office to treat this as a threat. So ordinarily it would be an M4, but because he had a prior, it elevates it to an M2. However, I'm not convinced that it's not a felony, because I've talked to Ms. Midkiff today and gotten some more details that weren't in the police report. And so we may decide to do that, but we also may decide to leave it here, but we're not ready to make that decision today. And also, since there's a parole holder, we need to find out what the parole authority plans to do, and also the degree to which this charge is the basis of the parole holder, or if they've got other reasons. So I think Mr. Stratton is okay with moving this case to Monday.
Yes, it would just recall for Monday.
Okay, so I'll reschedule it. The OR bond will stay in effect, but he's being held in jail because of the parole authority, not because of this court's order. So that's probably going to stay in effect over the weekend, I would think. So
Yes.
April the 6th will be the next hearing, which is Monday, 10 o'clock for a pre-trial.
Yeah, can I ask, when did I ever have one of these, they said I've got a prior thing, I've never been convicted of a prior thing that I know of.
Well, you can have that discussion back there with your lawyer, not out here in front of everybody else.
State of Ohio versus Christopher Collins. Case number TRC 24-1976. A, B, and Z, CRB 24-613, A and B, and CRB 25-565.
So, Your Honor,
Yes.
yes. Mr. Collins recognizes the fact that we left on Thursday. Apologize for that. We would like to go back to treatment. We did have some assessed by hometown, and it's close to around to that hometown. He has done it all there. I think hometown.
No, I'm not hometown, I'm Southern Hope.
Southern Hope, I'm sorry. Southern Hope.
Well, initially the order was for home, that's what I've got in my notes, it was hometown back. The initial assessment back in February was with hometown. He left the court after the assessment was done, but before his case got resolved.
Yes. But, I'm sorry, he did the Southern Hope, he's done well, Southern Hope.
When did he go to Southern Hope?
I could pull up our records, but he's been with us twice. He's completed both times. He's done wonderful, been a model client in treatment. I guess it's just a disconnect of when you get out of treatment and doing what you did in treatment. I'm going to I'm willing to work with him as his individual counselor personally to try to change that dynamic.
Well, but the court order can get a hometown, and I don't usually change that, especially under this circumstance. I don't want to set a precedent that you can leave the court, and then when you get arrested, come back and say, oh, I want to go someplace else. It doesn't work that way.
I understand.
So he's going to hometown or he's going to stay in jail. So there's his choices. You probably want to do a new assessment, don't you? Because he's been out for several months. So let's have him reassessed. My hometown.
State of Ohio recalls Harold Maynard, in Holding, case number TRC 26532, A, B, C, and D, CRA 26181, A and B, CRB 26183.
This is Mr. Walker's case, and we're looking to get him into treatment. I texted OVP. I don't know if I've got a response. Let's see. I might. She is coming here to assess him. Does he think he can post a bond? Well, we've contacted the bail bondsman.
He's not responded yet.
He will contact your people. Okay, so let's just go ahead and I'm going to assume that you're going to be accepted by OVP, and let's set a date to have them looked at after that. It is what it is. You want to come back in a week, the 10th? April 10th will be accepted. For pre-trial and preliminary hearing. $1,500 with truth. And I don't know when that'll be posted. Might be under.
State of Ohio versus Jennifer Bowen on recall back in Holding, case number CRB 1665.
You did an assessment
Yes, sir. And we would be glad to have her.
inpatient.
Yes.
You want to go inpatient?
Yes.
All right, I'll do an order that Jennifer Bowen can be released to Wayne of Goshen for inpatient treatment. And we'll set your next hearing for the 13th of April. It'll be a review. Okay, so you can pick her up today?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you're going to go there today?
She needs something on her.
Yeah, we'll make it a $2,000 award.
When did you say her next court date was? I'm sorry.
April 13th.
Thank you.
Thank you.
John, we have some recalls from the jail. We're not ready to go yet. State of Ohio versus Stephen Carmen, case number TRC 222038, A and B.
All right, I think, Mr. Carmen, you were set for Monday and you didn't make it in then, or?
Well, it was originally set for last Friday, and that's when I called Mr. Cooper and told him I had an appointment at 10 o'clock to have a reading of a will, so I just hard missed that. And then Monday, I told him on the phone, I said, I'll be there Monday, but of course, I have no excuse for missing Monday.
That is correct, Your Honor. I talked to Judge Tremaine, and he just gave him a new court date as of Monday, and then he felt that they're free to one position.
Okay, I'm showing the only thing you got left is 10 hours of community service.
Yes, Your
All
Honor.
right, when
Yes,
can you get that done?
I'm gonna go this weekend. Saturday and Sunday, they need people down there at the dog pound.
I'll set you in May, and hopefully you're done, don't come back in, because you'll have it all finished. Give me 10 hours between now and May the 8th, and your case will be completed. May the 8th at 9 o'clock, your next hearing.
I was wanting to ask you, am I still on I think I got a bench warrant in the other day?
No, you didn't, it hadn't been issued.
Okay, then I don't know anything then?
Oh, okay, I'll cancel the bench warrant. You're right, there was a warrant. Usually they wait, so it was issued, but I'll withdraw.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Charles Cochran Jr., case number CRA 25517, CRB 25625.
Mr. Steyer's case.
She has my appointment, but she's doing an assessment with hometown.
Okay, he's with Hometown, and Jessica may have stepped out to do an assessment. Okay. So,
It's about ready to graduate.
yeah, he was actually telling me this morning that he's expecting to graduate about Monday. So I don't know where that leaves us and what we're trying to, what we want to do here. We have him on this possession charge at this point.
Well, the state one of these is a felony possession, I believe. The state's at this point to dismiss that charge.
Yes, and I'm looking at the other charges, and it looks to me like he entered a guilty plea to the assault.
Assault. He's already been sentenced and he's finished on it also.
Okay, so yeah, he's been successful, and we're very pleased for him that he's been able to do that. Hopefully, life looks a lot better now.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, yeah. Congratulations, sir. You finished both matters are completed. And you're welcome to come back and visit the court, but you're not required to come to any more hearings.
And to be clear, when you say the both matters are completed, everything that needs done on the assault has been done?
Correct.
Okay, perfect. Just
And the
want to be clear on that.
25517 with possession is just going to be dismissed.
Right.
And I paid my fine this morning.
Yeah, he said everything's taken care of on that.
Okay.
Thank you,
sir.
Good job, man.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Caleb McDonald, case number CRA 2669, A and B. Caleb McDonald.
Mr. Steyer's case, she's supposed to be OBP outpatient.
And we don't have OBP here?
They're on their way, but
Okay.
they're supposed to assess Mr. Mainman.
Did they send a report by any chance?
I don't have one. So why don't we recall?
Yeah.
Ms. Dement said she was coming.
Okay.
We'll recall when she gets here.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Christopher Runyon,
Oh.
case number CRA 2676, CRB 2677.
Mr. Runyon's at RRS. Looking to see how his tests.
You do.
His report saying he's compliant. His levels of his methadone is going down. Methadone levels is going down. That's a good thing.
Okay, so we're getting off methadone or reducing on that, so that's, I think, a good.
I was doing 5 a week.
Yeah, that's typical. Okay, so let's come back in about a month. 1st of May sometime, Mr. Walker.
Yes, Judge.
Let's get it reviewed. Do you have dates in May?
I'm free, Judge.
May 4th?
That'll work.
May 4th, the next meeting.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your counseling, sir, good job. Come here.
Thank you, Judge.
You are.
State of Ohio versus Karen and Sloan. Case number CRA 26A, CRA 2631.
Mr. Morford's case, one hearing on pre-trial.
He just, everything's good except for he missed one comment.
Okay, we need to get the THC out. I'm sure that's been discussed. So let's continue on. May 4th. Next hearing.
Fourth is good, Judge.
May 4th will be the next hearing.
All right, thanks, sir.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio recalls Alvin Turner, case number PRC 26280 A and B.
All right, this was continued a little bit today for Mr. Turner, Mr. Morgan to have a conference.
Okay.
Mr. Turner initially said he wanted to have a trial. He's got a felony, that means it has to go to town police.
Judge, I'm going to ask you for a short continuance to have him come into the office where I can have a lengthy discussion with him.
Okay, but you want to keep it here for now?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Well, it's short is not a month, so let's go look in April. Okay, how about 2 weeks, the 17th of April?
That's fine, Judge.
All right, April 17th will be the next hearing. Pre-trial and preliminary hearings.
You didn't see me. Okay. Have long bring you up. Thank you, Your Honor.
State of Ohio versus Cody Kelly, case number CRA 26110, CRA 26109, CRB 25542 A and B, CRC 252252.
All right, Cody Kelly is on teleconference. And are you still at the council center?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Doing well.
All right.
Gonna see if I can possibly.
And I'm going to appoint you, he's got some other cases now. I don't know, your name's not on those, but you're, Mr. Craig, you're on the case from 25. He's got a 26110.
The two thefts, Your Honor, is that correct?
That's a felony theft.
Two, I think it was two of them.
And 26109.
Yeah. I was a.
You were already on those?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Your name wasn't written down, so I added you to the outside of the file.
those,
Okay.
well, those are 113, 113.
We'll ask, I'm sure, if they recommend it, then.
Oh, I know, I've got another file.
So about reset the pre-trial? Council said, I'll ask everything, come on.
Okay, it says, say you're doing well, you're compliant, but they're recommending you stay in the same level of care for.
Yes, sir, I'm HOH, county house leader just a couple days ago, going really well, thank you.
Good.
Your Honor, I think TCC is going to recommend that his ankle monitor be removed.
Okay.
First thing, and then we're set for a pretrial on a resisting arrest charge today, and the prelim on the thefts. I believe we're just going to reset the pretrial for another date. The prelims, the state has something to say on those.
I've gotten a little bit confused here because we had 26 CRA 113 and 114 involved two thefts of automobiles. And I believe that we may have already, those have been to the knowledge of the grand jury.
Yeah, I don't have them in front of me, so I don't know.
And so I don't know what 19 and
113 and 114, I don't have.
Great.
Can you pull it up?
I thought we were supposed to watch that, where it was supposed to stay in here, but
Can't pull it up by case number? 113 and 114.
Well, then maybe I wrote it down wrong. That's kind of.
Can you look to see if has it been presented, or it wouldn't show up on the common pleas docket until it's been presented?
Yeah, and it hasn't.
In no man's land.
There was a co-defendant, Mr. John Davis.
yes, sir, it was.
That was sent, that was either waived or knowledge of the grand jury before.
113 and 114 are John Davis.
Oh, that's the problem.
Okay.
So these two, okay, so it's our intention eventually to take those cases to the grand jury. Now, in the meantime, he's in treatment now. I don't know if he wants to waive in order to
Well, I thought that, if I was willing to do the treatment, that my two felony charges would stay down here in Capper's Court. I thought Shiner was supposed to look over the videos, what happened last time, but it's whatever, because, you know what I'm saying, I'm willing to do whatever they need me to do.
He was recently, he was found guilty of a felonious assault in common police court, so he's on community control there anyway. So I don't know whether he's been ordered to do treatment in that case or not.
Has there been a probation violation followed?
Well, I have to look.
I don't believe so, Your Honor.
I mean, they may not even be aware of this.
I'm not the one with the felonious assault. No, not anymore, no.
Well, that might be the other guy too. I don't know.
It's John Davis, the one with the felonious assault, sir.
All right, so.
Your
I made a
Honor.
mistake on that too.
Seems like we have some things we need to square away with this case. I think we're getting confused with the other one. Maybe we either need to recall it, but I know we're at the end of the docket, or set for Monday, that way we can, because there was questions, and in my notes, it does talk a little bit about whether this was supposed to stay here. I had a question in my notes. And I think Mr. Kelly, and Mr. Kelly can correct me if I'm wrong, we did have a discussion about this staying here while you seek treatment.
Yes, sir, we did.
Okay.
It was Capper said,
Judge.
for me not to screw up in this treatment center. I've done successfully well. I've come to house there since I've been here. I'm trying to get a pass this weekend. That's the reason I'm trying to get the ankle monitor removed so I can take my son for Easter.
Okay. And Your Honor, it does seem like there's a distinction between this defendant and the one that was bound over, in that he has higher felonies on probation and a whole bunch of other issues, while this defendant doesn't and is in treatment, so.
Well, unfortunately for you, Mr. Kelly, even if I ordered it removed today, it's probably not gonna happen today.
Yeah.
GPS monitor. Especially not.
Well, the TCC said that they would willing to transport me up there today. My counselor is sitting right here.
I think Common Police
There's not gonna be
is,
anybody there.
Common Police is
I'm willing to bet
closed.
a large sum of money, there's not gonna be anybody there.
Your Honor, and I know some of the things that Mr. Stratton said are true at this point, one of which is that Mr. Davis, his cohort in this, had already had charges in common police court, and so we sent this case to common police court just because it was appropriate under the circumstances. The allegation is that both of them together stole a couple cars out of the parking lot at like Walmart or some Lowe's. I guess apparently they noticed that they hadn't been moved in a couple days and decided to take them. That's our allegations anyway. So it's questionable from my perspective whether this case should go to the grand jury or not. However, we're happy he's in treatment, and that never hurts. And so we might decide, depending on his progress, that his case could stay here. And we may, we'll talk to his lawyer about what that would take in order to keep the case here. But one of the things we want is his complete compliance with
Yes, sir.
TCC.
Definitely want to complete this. It's been a blessing.
So Your Honor, we'll waive time on the prelim and on the pretrial, reset it, come back, see if he's doing well. Your Honor, if it's okay with you, even though he'll have an ankle monitor on, if he can actually go and visit his son this weekend with the ankle monitor.
Well, can't do that because it's not gonna get programmed to do that.
So I guess it'll go off or something, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
It'd have to be rescheduled.
We bought ourselves some.
It had to be scheduled, and there's not gonna be anybody there to schedule.
Oh, okay.
Whatever you want.
So I'm not gonna order it removed today because it wouldn't happen anyway. So let's come back
Okay.
fairly soon, and then I'll look at removing it then. Probably come on, what's a Monday that you're available?
I'm available this Monday, but not next Monday. The 13th, I'm not available.
Okay. So if I order on Monday, it's more likely to happen fairly. Fridays are hard to get ankle monitors removed. It just doesn't use.
I was just trying to spend Easter with my son, sir.
I understand that, but it isn't gonna happen because I'm
It's
99% sure that the adult probation department is gone by now on Good Friday, if they were there at all today. So,
See, I think the whole Common Pleas is closed in the county. It's the opposite in Scioto County. Common Pleas is open, Municipal is closed, so.
I need to move.
Just different way the courts work.
Okay, so, well, let's just put it on the docket then. You're already here Monday?
Yeah.
We'll put you on for Monday and we'll look at getting your ankle monitor off then, Mr. Kelly.
All right.
Sorry about that, but that's just the way it is. April the 6th will be the next one.
What time, sir?
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
You want me in person?
No, you can do by teleconference.
But it might be better if you are up here in person, because you gotta go get it taken off if he decides to allow you.
They'll transport you.
I accidentally checked in on Monday, so.
Okay, good deal. See you Monday.
All right.
State of Ohio versus Thomas Cooper, who's back in holding, case number TRC 26538. Sit right there.
Okay. Sir, you, Thomas Haywood Cooper. Mr. Cooper, I'm Judge Capper. This is what's called an arraignment hearing for you. Okay. Can you hear me okay? All right. Well, the main thing is that you can hear what I'm saying. You have a right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything. You have a right to have an attorney, to have one appointed if you can't afford one. A right to have bail, to make the state of Ohio prove the charge against you beyond a reasonable doubt. You understand those things? You're charged with, well, you got several charges, but the main charge is operating a vehicle intoxicated. And it's alleged that on April the 2nd at 2, looks like that's 8:06 p.m. in Perry Township, you were operating a vehicle under the influence of either alcohol, drugs, or a combination of those things. And it's alleged you took a urine screen, and those go off to a lab for testing, and it takes a while to get results. I don't have any results today. The state's alleging this would be your first conviction if you do get convicted. And on a first offense, the maximum is 6 months in jail, $1,075 fine, 3-year license suspension. The minimum penalty is 3 days in treatment, $375 fine, 6-month license suspension. Do you understand that? Well, no, that's just the range, you know, between the minimum and the maximum. You know, the most I could give you is the 6 months in jail. The least I can give you is 3 days in a treatment permit. So, and anywhere in between, there's the range of what the penalty would be. You're also charged with driving without a license. That's what's called an unclassified misdemeanor. It doesn't have a jail time. The maximum penalty is 500 hours of community service and a $1,000 fine. Okay, well, hold on, I'm not finished. And remember, what you say is on the record here, so if you admit something, you're stuck with it. You're charged with not wearing a safety belt. That's a mandatory $30 fine if you're found guilty. And the last charge is failure to control your vehicle. That's a minor misdemeanor, maximum penalty is $150 fine. So you've got 4 charges: OVI, operating a vehicle intoxicated, no operators, safety belt, and failure to control your vehicle. Do you understand those charges? And you've already told me you understand your rights. How do you wish to plead to these charges? We don't have urine tests, so do you want to wait and see what the urine tests show, or do you already know what it's going to show?
I already know what it's going to show. But I'm a carpenter in the union. I don't do that like that because we get random drug screening.
Okay.
So I know what's going to show what's going to
So, do you want to enter a not guilty plea then?
If I'm not guilty, what I get.
You get nothing. Now, I'm not going to sentence you if you're pleading not guilty.
I'll plead not guilty.
Okay. Do you want to be considered for a court-appointed lawyer?
Yeah.
Are you working?
Yes, I work and I got a 2-month-old baby. I should have never been this stupid.
Okay. What do you do as a job?
I work for PC, I'm a union worker. I'm stationed in Maysville, I keep doing the bolts. We do power plants. I've been working with.
Okay, well, you're probably not going to be eligible for a court-appointed lawyer, I'm going to guess, but let's go through the process anyway. Are you paid by the hour? How much do you get paid?
Like hour?
Yeah.
We get our raise next month, but right now like $37.50.
Okay, well, unless you've got 15 kids, you're not going to be eligible for a court-appointed lawyer. So
I'll just get one then.
you make too much money. You know, it depends on your income, and if you're working full-time, you want to tell them what you're going to recommend?
Well, Your Honor, first thing, it is a urine screen, but they suspected alcohol. So drugs are not suspected.
Okay.
And it appears, I mean, it seems like it starts with the fact that there was a crash and there were lots of things that happened during the stop that would be indicative of impairment. The portable breath test, which is not admissible, of course, was
high.
Very high.
Yeah.
So now this would be a first offense, and I would think that if he were to be found guilty of this because of alcohol, it wouldn't have the same impact. He wouldn't be have a drug screen problem with his union or anything like that. He's been in jail. This is his second day in jail. So if he were to plead guilty, he could either, in our opinion anyway, do another day in jail and not have the obligation of going to the 3-day driving school. Or if he got out, then he'd have to go to the 3-day driving school, get a suspended jail sentence. And then fines commensurate with with this offense and then the other things he's charged with. 6-month driver's license suspension. We wouldn't be opposed to him having driving privileges, although it looks like he's in Tollsboro, Kentucky. Oh, he doesn't have a license, yeah. So
he's charged with not having a license.
So that's what, and they could go home today if that were the case, if he were to plead.
I'd like to take a job at school. I have to work.
Okay, so he's saying what they would recommend if you entered a guilty plea. Do you want to enter a guilty plea? You don't have to, you can talk to a lawyer.
So, so if I enter the guilty plea, I get out and I can go back to work and do a 3-day class?
Well, the judge makes that decision, but that'd be my recommendation.
Okay.
That's the prosecutor.
I'm sorry.
They get to make a recommendation, but
I'm new to this stuff, I'm sorry.
I know you're not a lawyer, so it's up to you. So you want to change your plea then?
Yeah.
Okay. That means you're admitting the charges against you are true, and you're waiving your right to have a trial and have a lawyer. Do you understand that? Okay, we're going to stick with the not guilty plea then. If you don't know what to do, then you shouldn't enter a guilty plea. So I'm entering a not guilty plea for you. And you live in Kentucky, right?
Yeah, I live in Kentucky. But we moved up here to Cobo, Ireland. I just ain't got my address on it.
Okay, so can you got some money?
Yeah.
You should have.
Yeah, I got my card at the Morgan jail. I got $536 on it.
I'm going to set a bond for you at $1,500, cash or surety, so you should be able to post a bond. You can use a bail bondsman. You don't have, if you have $1,500, you can post all of it with the clerk, and you get it back. You can use, if you don't have $1,500, you can pay a bail bondsman. Usually it's 10%, so you're talking about $150 gets you out with a bail bondsman. But then if you don't show up in court, they're going to come and nab you and take you to the jail for not showing up in court.
How do you pay a bail bond?
Well, we'll let them know. The only thing is, the one that usually does all the work here is at a funeral today. So I don't know, probably maybe this afternoon, later this afternoon. He's pretty good about getting back to people, but he's tied up right now, I know. So, you want to talk to the bail bondsman?
I'd like to get money off my court.
Well, he'll figure that out. He's pretty good about figuring out how to get money too. So, if you got it in your possession at the jail, I'm assuming you can get a hold of it. So let Mr. Sowers know about it. His name is Cooper, Thomas Cooper. Okay, so I'm going to set a hearing for you. What's better for your work schedule, Mondays or Fridays to come back to court? Mondays are better. Let's do the 20th of April. So that's not this coming Monday, but 3 weeks from then. You got to come right back here, Chesapeake, not in Ironton, come to Chesapeake. To the court here for your next hearing at 10 o'clock, April 20th. The court has a website. If you get confused, you don't know, Lawrence County, that's the name of the county, municipal court. Google it, the court will come up. You can look up your case on there under a record search, and it'll tell you when your court date is, when you got to come back. Of course, I'm sure if you post bond, Mr. Sowers will give you his number. You can always call him. He'll tell you until then when you got to be in court. Any questions, sir? Yeah. Okay. Well, we've already let Mr. Sowers know that you want to talk to him, and he'll get in touch with you about the bond. You too. And get your driver's license. You're making $37 an hour. You need a driver's license.
State of Ohio versus Christopher Collins on the recall, if I can hold him. Case number CRB 25561A and B, PRC 241976. This is Mr. Stratton's case. He told me he was ready for it to have it recalled.
There he is.
Yes.
Okay, so we did an assessment,
I spoke with him. He qualifies for residential treatment.
and is he willing to do residential treatment?
Yes.
Okay, so our order, Mr. Collins released to hometown recovery. For inpatient.
I don't think so, because it's
Come back for the next hearing.
still.
When was the date you weren't available?
In April,
Yeah,
13, 24, and 27.
to the 20th. April 20th will be his next hearing.
Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
State of Ohio recalls Grady Diamond, case number CRA 26182.
Accomplish anything, or?
Yes, I okay.
She can be released on OR?
Well,
Okay.
Your Honor, she was in the process of getting evaluated by NCC to the crisis center,
Okay.
which is probably the best option here.
Okay.
All right. Your Honor, this is a low level misdemeanor. But she's gonna go to the crisis center first, and then she can't go home after that, as long as she understands the rules of the problems, and no contact with the alleged victim in this case.
How are we gonna get her to the crisis center?
I have not been able to confirm that we can accept her at this time yet because I was trying to ask her some questions and she just kept saying she didn't know what to say, she couldn't answer.
Okay.
So,
Well, let me just tell you this, Ms. Diamond, here's your choices. You're gonna stay in jail over the weekend because you won't answer the questions, or you're gonna answer the questions. Do you wanna take another stab at it and answer some of their questions to see if they can help you with some counseling? Well, that's a better option than staying in jail.
Yep.
Okay, so let's do that. Let's try it again.
State of Ohio recalls Caleb McDonald here to court, case number CRA 2669A and B.
Yeah, we'll recall. Okay, so Mr. Mint is here now. Do you have a report?
I have a verbal report. I did call and speak with her counselor, and she said that since she completed OBP, she has attended all of her counseling sessions, and she is compliant with the treatment. I can get you a report sent over, but they're changing over systems. I don't have access to it yet, so, but yes, she is compliant.
All right, well, thank you for that verbal report. And she is continuing then?
Yes, with outpatient.
Come back in about a month then, Mr. Steiner?
Yeah, that'd be fine, Your Honor. Let me take a quick look at my calendar and see what's upcoming. I think I have some cases on May 1st.
Okay, you want to do that?
If we could do that, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
May 1st will be the next hearing for Ms. McDonald.
And we'll continue the time waiver.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
And then there was you were going to talk to the,
I did talk to the gentleman in the back. We are going to take him.
okay, we'll bring him out.
Who was that?
Harold Maynard.
Not mine, not worried about it.
Mr. Steiner, you ready to have Ethan Anderson?
Yes.
State of Ohio recalls Ethan Anderson, case number CRA 24706.
It's Mr. Steyer's case.
spoke to Mr. Anderson regarding the incident that led to his discharge. His version of what happened is a bit different. It sounds pretty credible, honestly, but I think it may be one where even if his version is credible, it's kind of a strong proof of the camel's back, which is that the individual showed up at the hospital as emergency contact. He didn't contact that individual. She was contacted as emergency contact. I'm not sure if that was by TCC or by the hospital. She showed up uninvited, if you will. I don't think he had any control over that, but also I understand they're having other problems. He mentioned issues with medication. He believes he is allergic to certain medications, and there was some issue about whether he could or couldn't take them. The problem that TCC will not take him back. He had advised, he thought that UFR would take him. I spoke to UFR there, and I wanted to take him. I don't know who would be willing to take him, but I would assume the court's going to want him back in treatment.
What's the state's position?
Well,
Let's let the state speak.
Yes, sir.
I'm not quite sure what to think about this. I want Mr. Anderson to get the kind of help he needs, and he's been through a lot of different programs and been going at this for quite some time.
Focus is indicating they'd be interested in speaking to it.
Do they have
Focus.
Okay.
Let's see how that.
I know that I've been around the court.
You may, but again, I'm going to caution you quickly that anything you say can be against you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I just want to thank the court for giving me so many straws, so many chances. That's all that I want to thank.
Well, let's make this next one work.
Yes, sir. I'm getting there. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, let's have him assessed and then we'll come back.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
State of Ohio versus Shane Lemley here at the court. Case number TRD 11-2448.
Your Honor, if I may, I made the following, he did finish the community service.
Okay, so his case is completed. That case is marked, finished.
State of Ohio versus Alvin Lewis II, case number TRC 25. A, B, and C, CRB 25-3.
This is a case that had been called earlier this morning on a review. Mr. Lewis is here now, community service done, working on fines. You have payment on your fine today.
Yes, Your Honor.
How much are you paying?
50.
Okay. See the clerk, cancel the warrant. Give you a new review hearing date. May the 8th is your next review. See the clerk. Make your payment.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Robert Stickler, case number TRC 25-2303A and B, CRP 25-551, PRC 25-2722A and B.
It's Mr. Steyer's case. It's on the sentencing, I don't know.
It is, Your Honor. He pled, I believe, to a reduced charge of physical control on this one.
Who is this?
Stickler. And we've been coming back on sentencing. Are you, I think you may have some older cases as well. Or I may be confusing that with another one at this point.
He pled to the OVI and a misdemeanor possession.
Okay.
And, no, they plead, let's see here.
I believe there was.
Yeah. Yeah, he ended up pleading. And,
I had property damage question mark on the last hearing. So I don't know if that was an issue that needed to be addressed.
The insurance company, they do want, they don't want restitution purposes.
so there were some other people whose vehicles were involved. Michael Jones and Matthew Myers, and
I think they appeared in person at the last hearing.
they did, and they had the insurance. It turns out that Mr. Stickler had insurance through Progressive, and they were both satisfied just to seek restitution from the insurance. So
time to go ahead and sentence them?
he was to seek an assessment too for treatment.
Where did you go, OVP?
OVP, but they don't want to see me no more. I went 2 times, they drug tested me, they said I've had everything my doctor from Shawnee's Mental Health, and they said they don't want to interfere with her work.
Do you have anything in writing from them? I've got nothing in the file from.
He said, do you have anything in writing?
Like what I need in writing.
Something saying that they're not interested in treating you.
They're supposed to think y'all send them a letter down here.
They're saying he believes a report might have been sent to Mr. Major.
There was a urine test on the first one. That was
On the
September
first
2nd.
one.
We have the results on that. That is case number 252303. I'd like to know what was in the urine. I may even have that. Let me look. I do have it.
I had my second one I put at OBC. The doctor told me I can come back. He said, like, if I want to call an ostomy or something like that, he can help me with that. But
So you had THC.
the counselor don't want me back there.
You had alprazolam positive, oxycodone positive, oxymorphone positive. So there were several things in his system.
So you have a doctor at Shawnee Mental Health? You have a
Yes, I go to Shawnee's Mental Health.
So
I
that's
see
the reason
Kayla
why-
Kelly there.
Well, what we might want to do, Your Honor, is see if we can get a report from Shawnee and come back. Well, come back and see if we get a report from
And I'd
Shawnee.
be particularly interested in.
I've been going with him 6 years
Why was
now.
he positive for these opioids, oxycodone and oxymorphone? Did he have a prescription at that time?
Do you have a prescription for those medications?
What medication, buddy? I've been on about now.
Oxycodone and alprazolam?
Yeah.
I don't know if oxycodone and oxymorphone are two different things. Or they're
Everything,
just,
everything I take is to a doctor.
do you know who your doctor is that's prescribed? Do you go to one pharmacy for all this?
Yeah.
Why don't we come back, Your Honor, if you could get your pharmacy records, go to your pharmacy and just get a couple months of records. Well, but what I'm asking you to do is go to your, and bring those back when we come back to court.
So this ain't something again?
And a report from
And a report from Shawnee as well, if we can.
And on the THC, the results, we put a quantity on it greater than 200 nanograms per milliliter.
That's as much quantification as we ever get, Your Honor.
Okay, so that's over the per se.
Right, they just give us that and nothing more. I'm gonna give him a card for Mr. Major and one for me to give to Shawnee and ask that he fill out the authorization to allow both of us to get a report.
Well, and I need to see something because, I mean, he
Right.
had a prior, well, it's been a while, 2005. And then he had these two within a few months. I mean, if he's wanting to avoid jail, I need persuaded on that because ordinarily a second offense, there's mandatory jail time on that. He's got two within a couple months of each other, so.
Right.
All right, when do you think you can get that information?
I think let's go out a month because it seems like there's a lot of information to be getting here. So if we get sick with that May 1st date.
That's getting pretty, for some reason, it's already pretty jammed up. I prefer to go to another day.
May 4th, I'm here, Your Honor.
Okay, May the 4th. We're sentencing. So I'd like to see records from Shawnee and whoever prescribed him any opioids.
Hi.
I'll,
In front of the pharmacy.
I figured the pharmacy probably the easiest bet on that, but if you could get more information, that would be good too. Thank you.
May 4th, 10 o'clock.
State of Ohio versus Thomas Burton III, case number CRB 2566A and D, CRB 22352.
Mr. Smith's case.
It is, Judge, yes.
He has done some community service.
He said he did a couple of days last week. I think he still owes 4 or 5 days perhaps.
His folder was updated today, Your Honor.
Yeah, it's 5 days.
5 days. I should have it done by next month.
Okay. May 8th?
That's actually a jury trial date. 4th, 8th, and 15th are bad in May.
18th?
That would work.
Okay, next hearing is May 18th.
I'll have them done by then, Your Honor.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Nathan Dement, case number CRB 2648. Your Honor, is set for trial on Wednesday.
Nathan Dement.
You stand in for
There's
it.
another one.
Stand in for it.
Tired of filling out or something.
He's called in and said he had a flat tire.
I'll say it's.
Take the witness seat.
That's 11:26 a.m. we call.
All right. Not here. It's his duty to get here. It's been 45 minutes since he called and said he had a flat tire. So I'll issue a warrant for his arrest for not appearing.
Judge, may I approach?
So the witnesses can be released.
Free.
The only cases we have left are recalls. I'm not still thinking we're ready to do it.
Okay. All right, we'll take a recess. We got Mr. Anderson and
Ms. Diamond.
Ms. Diamond.
Thank you.
Drady Diamond.
Yeah. So we'll come back after we take a little break on this.
Oh, we did it well. You can read it. Close.
Okay, we're waiting on Drady. This was supposed to be an arraignment, but I don't know if they arraigned it, and we weren't out here, but I was out here for the arraignment.
That sounds weird. That's just what I looked at.
Yeah, I think because you looked at it.
All right, so I brought these because I thought they might be in jail today.
Dan, in jail?
Yeah, the McDonald's.
No, they're not in jail.
I was hoping that they would be.
He's gonna keep them out. And that. And then what are we doing about this? Jared Sipples came up on the 17th. We know that you're not going to be here on the 17th, and we know we gotta,
Okay, let me type something up here.
okay. because I'm feeling this one to come out. And I gotta get the physical file back.
Yeah.
We don't have anything, so I need to email him and tell him. I was waiting to hear exactly what our plan was because we were trying to figure it out. So I need to get the physical file back because I have nothing. Unfortunately. So, when are McDonald's coming?
I remember they didn't show up.
Oh, they didn't show, that's right. Oh, that's why you thought they didn't show, yeah. He should have came today to stay out of jail, he should have appeared. No, I'm gonna put them on top of the file cabinet because I have a feeling they're gonna be right in here. Waiting on Drady, she doesn't want to go to treatment. Posted that. Oh gosh.
Prosecution.
Oh, my God. Roger Burris is blowing up. I'm not his lawyer. You can keep him out the straight out.
Who?
You can show him. It's not me.
What?
Roger Burris. He was supposed to hire Kenny Hicks. He didn't.
Oh, yes.
He wants to, you're my, no, I'm not. Yes, you are. No, what do you mean? Where are you?
I know.
That's what I'm thinking. Maybe I am.
No, you're not.
It's Sean. And then Ethan is Luke. But Focus is talking to Ethan. But they're both. I might have got some good. The guy had the car accident. I
Can I have your card?
Let me tell you about sure. Ethan Anderson.
Oh,
I
he's-
dealt with him for
He is
years.
freaking out back there.
And come please too. And I'm telling you, he needs to get prison. He does. Treatment, he's been doing treatment for probably 10 years now and never successfully completed. And his mom and grandma has enabled him. Because they were victims on a felony case. Grandma was, he caught his grandma's house on fire. Doing meth in the garage.
Yes.
Do you remember that? I told you. And she yelled at me because he got indicted. And I'm not going to cooperate. And I said, look, the reason why he's here is because you all condoned this. And what?
Guess who just showed up?
Don't say
Dement?
Tom Hardy.
Yeah, the man.
Are they together?
Who?
Dement and Hardy.
There's no Hardy here, but the man
Okay.
was set for trial today.
Yes, well, she's the victim. She's not here either.
Well, it's midnight and she's not here.
Yeah, but we've already called off our witness.
And the deputy's already gone, I know.
Yeah.
And the judge already issued a warrant for him, so they put him in the back. I'm gonna let the judge know.
They are going to call back that one.
They're not gonna call back up, are they?
Yeah, but they're going to call back that one lady, right?
Yeah, I got her out.
Lord. So, we're in the hallway, right? And I said, why did you tell the judge you wanted her home? He said, I don't want her home. I said, you just said yes. Okay, so then Stratton comes through the hallway, and he says, and he tells me in front of him that he told him too that he wanted her home. He said, what I mean is I want her home.
Eventually.
Only if she, yes, eventually, only if she goes to treatment now and if she gets better. Because he's planning to divorce her if she doesn't. And I said, well, you need to clarify it. I said, you can't go in the courtroom and say what you just said. It just made, and of course, Price Atkins was out there and said, hey, I'm not going back out there
Yeah.
if they take it back. It's an everyday phone call. You
He
know,
says he doesn't go back to the residence.
and he said, I'll be right back out there. He said, they've tried Shawnee and everything, and now they have a way to try to get her help. And if they say they don't want to now, he said, I am not going back out there. It's an everyday phone call. But anyway, little Joseph Sherman, after she called me yesterday, so she called me yesterday and wanted to know if there was a warrant for him, Kelsey, because he got treatment. But there's
She
not.
wanted to know if there was a warrant for him, because he just beat her up.
Well, he just did now.
Yeah, like yesterday.
So he was probably there with her, staying with her.
Yeah, I saw that.